Hey guys, it's Meg. All right, it's time for our July how-to, and this month we are going to be talking about renovating strawberries. Now, I mentioned this in my book very briefly, but I'm going to go into a little more detail about what we do today and why we're doing it. So the strawberries have come and gone, and so now we've just got the plants left. And renovating really helps produce strong roots for next year. And one of the main things we're doing when we renovate is we are gonna take all the foliage off down to the crown and let new growth grow up for the rest of the season. And then we are going to remove the foliage that we have taken off. So we're gonna pull that out of the bed because that can harbor diseases. There's a ton of fungal diseases that strawberries have, and we have a lot on our property. And then we are going to thin them out as well as readjust kind of where they are sitting, and then we have to do a thorough weeding as well, and then we will lay compost on top. So I'm going to share the steps as we go, and I hope this is helpful for you in your garden as well. So we've got some black walnuts, a lot of oxalis. We've got quack grass and crabgrass. So we're going to be coming through, and we've got creeping Charlie in here as well. So we're going to be coming through and weeding very carefully. And then after we weed, then we will come through and make sure that the spacing is no closer than 12 inches apart. And you can see these are run along the drip line. So there are some pretty bad weeds in here, but we will get a handle on it. And then we're going to hand clipper all of this all the way down to those brand new leaves right there. All right, so my husband did the back half of that east orchard here yesterday, and you can see when I say renovate, you can see how he pulled down to just the newest leaf here and clipped off the rest. We still need to top this with compost. I'm gonna do the front today, and so I'm gonna pull the irrigation line up and move it out of the way. And I'm gonna pitchfork what I need to and trim all these back as I go. And then we will get compost here tomorrow. All right, so I'm just doing my final tidy up here. This is a runner. I'm just realizing, here's a leaf from this plant right here. I'm gonna pull that out, pull this leaf out. This leaf still needs to come out. That runner's gonna stay. I'm really trying to pull as many of these weeds out as possible without disturbing the roots of the plants. Let's get that old leaf out of there. And the next step, now that we're done, is going to be to bring in some compost. I'll probably do about an inch of compost on top of this whole bed tomorrow. And then once I do that, actually I'm going to lay the hoses back down first and secure them. Then I'll do the compost, and then I'll come back and kind of wiggle these guys up to the top of the compost. I'll feel around for runners every time I add the compost so that we can make sure that those runners are sitting on top. These plants, I think, are going to be fine. They're going to grow right up and through that compost. We actually have grown our strawberries in 100% compost quite successfully for many years. So this is the north orchard. It has been weeded front and backside, and compost was laid. We needed to add a lot of compost here because this wasn't fully filled last year after we built this corten steel panel. So we've got runners that we've left, and so they will root down. And we've got plants that still need to be clipped here. You can see that some of these need to be clipped, and that's even a little deep there. So I might come back through and raise some of these up. But also notice that these are mostly along this irrigation line. We're trying to grow them along the irrigation lines in front and back, just to give them, put the irrigation where you need it and nowhere else. It's kind of the idea. We've got another line running pretty close to the tree line here as well.